Over the past 3.5 years, every time the gold versus Bitcoin ratio, a fancy way of saying gold priced in Bitcoin, whenever it hits the 0.027 to 0.028 BTC range, something big happens. And what that something big is, Bitcoin peaks out. It not just peaks out, it actually enters a very big overlong bearish correction, a new bearish phase. And as of November 2024, XAU and BTC ratio is giving us the same signal. Today, I want to discuss how gold, Bitcoin's top safe haven rival, is giving very convincing signal about a Bitcoin price crash in the coming months. Alright fellas, let me walk you through this ticker first. We are using Oanda's XAU USD and we are dividing this thing with BTC USD from Bitstamp. So the result we are getting is giving us a ratio between gold and Bitcoin. I come back to the chart and show you what's really happening now. As you can see, I have marked this horizontal line, a support through which XAU or gold is always bouncing for the last 3.5 years. To be particular, until March 2021. Since then, we are looking at multiple bounces here. This is where the gold actually bottoms out versus BTC. And whenever gold falls against BTC, it just falls down. You can see that the RSI, the relative strength index, always go into below 30, which is a oversold region. An oversold region tells us that that a particular asset is too much sold against the competing asset. In this case, that is Bitcoin, and which is why we see very sharp jumps between gold and Bitcoin. In other words, gold becomes stronger for the time being and Bitcoin becomes weaker. It simply means more capital goes into the gold versus into Bitcoin. The interesting thing about this chart is when we couple it with the Bitcoin USD chart separately. So let's swipe here and then see this Bitcoin USD chart. I'll zoom up. So as you can see, the XAU BTUSD, the last time it reached this range, the 0.026, 0.027 and 0.028 BTC range, the last time it went here when the RSI was also below 30, that is where Bitcoin marked its top in March. You can see that the price literally topped out for that particular region and it went down by 23 to 25%. And the same thing happened. It's just not a standalone event. We can see that in November 2021, when the XAU to BTC pair, when it fell down to the same support zone of 0.027 to 0.028 BTC, and while at the same time we can see that the RSI was hanging around, not exactly oversold, but hanging around the oversold threshold, we saw that there was a quick jump here. Let's see the date. It was between October and November. We go back to BTC USD and what we see? That in November, Bitcoin topped out again. By how much it fell? Let's just check it out. Yeah, around 76%. So again, Bitcoin entered a bear market the moment you saw that the gold and versus Bitcoin ratio chart is bottoming out. And the same thing happened in March 2021. We have another example that the price is falling toward the 0.027, 0.028 BTC range. At the same time, the RSI is dipping below 30. And when it happened, March 2021, we come back to the Bitcoin chart and we try to find, yeah, here we are. There was another correction here. It was a short one towards the 50-week EMA and the price fell by up to 52%. So this particular chart is giving us more signals right now that the Bitcoin right now, as of November 2024, is actually topping out because we are looking at the same fractal here. The gold Bitcoin ratio has fallen to the same level. The RSI is hanging around the 30 region and with another push, it might go below 30. It means that gold is too cheap versus BTC. And then because of that, we might see Bitcoin and the USD, Bitcoin versus USD pair drop toward its 50-week EMA. That is around 62,170. So approximately we can see a decline toward $60,000 if we just trust this fractal indicator. But wait, before you go into panic selling or worse, panic buying, let me throw Bitcoin ETFs angle at you. We have to remember that this year, Bitcoin's fundamentals are entirely different than it was during the previous bear markets. Donald Trump's re-election as the United States president, because he's gonna introduce pro-crypto policy, has literally boosted Bitcoin toward its much needed target of $100,000. the entire crypto market is rallying. Even Dogecoin is delivering one of the best gains in years right now. So you can see that there is an upside sentiment developing because of Trump's re-election. It does not mean that the Bitcoin price cannot crash from here, but it cannot be called a bear market. So according to Bloomberg's senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, spot Bitcoin ETFs' current growth trajectory is so aggressive that they have now expected to surpass the total assets under management of gold ETFs way earlier than anticipated. So because of this solid fundamental, I think for the first time in history, we might see gold ratio against Bitcoin dropping below this support range of 0.027 and 0.028 BTC. Once it happens, we can ensure that the Bitcoin price keep going upward above $100,000. It might just notch up new record highs in 2025. But yes, we have to remind ourselves that there can be a very short correction. In the meantime, we have to get rid of the weak hands so that institutions can come in and buy those Bitcoin at cheaper. So let's visualize this correction. We are right now hanging at around 96,500, which coincides with the 1.618 Fibonacci line. It's a solid resistance level so far. We are already looking at some weakening happening here. There are some profit taking going on. And if this continues, we can see a correction toward the next Fibonacci line, 1.0 Fibonacci line at 65,670. And a further drop, we are looking at 50-week exponential moving average as a downside target. And this is where we get rid of the weak hands. We let institutions come in, buy those Bitcoin at cheaper prices, and then continue the bull run. This is the only difference I see fundamentally in 2024, 2025 compared to the previous bear market corrections. But yes, if the price jumps from there, then we can restart this rally. We can go towards $100,000, even further up toward $150,000, which is coinciding with 2.618 Fibonacci line. And so far, this Fibonacci line has been, it's very, very accurate. This was the target we had mentioned in one of the analysis earlier, and we had stretched this from 65,000 to as low as 15,000. And you can see that it has accurately depicted the new highs, the highs that has never been achieved before. So we anticipate that a correction to EMA, this EMA line, can be taken care of by the bulls, and then the price can go up and hit 150,000 in the long run. That's it, guys. Let me know in the comments, do you think Bitcoin is about to correct, or are we blasting through these local tops to 100K and beyond? As always, smash that like button if you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more crypto market insights. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.